Hey everyone, it's Kunal Johar, CTO of OpenWater here, and in this video I'm going to give you a demonstration of OpenWater and Zoom Events. Zoom Events is a relatively new offering by Zoom that they released during the pandemic, and it seems to be getting better every month to help organizations run small-scale virtual conferences that are multi-track using their platform. So first of all, why Zoom Events? It's the cheapest option available for anyone to run a virtual conference online. You purchase the licenses directly from Zoom, and support and training is available from Zoom. So with regards to this video, it's something that works well with OpenWater, but it is a separate cost to OpenWater. There is no limit to the number of sessions that you can have, but there is a limit for events that have lots of things going on at the same time. No one time slot can have more than 13 meetings or webinars going on at any given time. Also, the event needs to be limited to 6 days or shorter. Those days don't need to be continuous, so it doesn't need to be like Monday through Saturday, but they need to be 6 days within a 30-day period. So here I've summarized the cost. They charge based on the number of attendees. They don't charge based on the number of sessions. That's why I say that the cost is just incredibly cheap. And then if we just take a look at their pricing page, right here you see the Zoom website, and then we see we want to switch it to monthly, and you can see here that just how they're pricing things, how they're charging for things. All right. So a couple of things to note. You can use Zoom events without OpenWater. You know, that's I think one thing I just want to be completely upfront about, that it's a completely separate product. We have almost nothing to do with it other than just our research in terms of, what the product line is and what the offering is. So what I'm going to demo today is, well, if you do decide to use OpenWater, because there's a lot of reasons to use OpenWater, you're already using us for your poster gallery, your sponsor gallery, you're collecting sessions, you're organizing things. So let's assume you already decided you're going to use OpenWater. Let's see what it's like to take data from OpenWater and then move it into Zoom events. So the first step is we have a handy dandy export where you've collected the material in OpenWater, and now you can map any of the data you've collected into Zoom events. So Zoom events needs to know what the session is, who the primary presenter is, who secondary presenters are, and that takes about 5 minutes max. And then from there, you can export that at any time into Zoom events. And I'll give a quick demo of that. Once it's in Zoom, you can upload that document, and then almost instantly your entire agenda is going to be brought over into Zoom events. Zoom Events allows you to add up to 20 people from your organization who can work on the content. So definitely one of the frustrating things during an event is that there's just so many changes and there's so many cooks in the kitchen. Well, Zoom Events understands that, and they make it easy for co-editors to go in there and make edits to details. Zoom Events also has a built-in ticketing system where you can charge money using the Stripe billing system. And you can sell tickets that allow for same-day registration or early bird registration, and certain tickets can give access to certain tracks. So it's a pretty good tool. Then you can publish your event, and within a few minutes, it's available. Now, if you watch the overview video gives you a sense of what the user experience is like. But what I'm going to do next is I'm going to show you how quickly you can take data from OpenWater and build a brand new Zoom event. So here is the OpenWater user conference that we ran, and here I have all of our sessions. So just to give you a feel of what the experience is like, here is the gallery, and for those that participated, you might recall that it's over 2 days. Here's the OpenWater gallery. It's very detailed. It's searchable. You could filter on it. Let's say this was an in-person event with some virtual sessions, right? You may still want to have this gallery to publicize things. So all I have to do is, once I have all that information in OpenWater, I can go to my session reports, and you'll see a new option that says Export to Zoom Events. So here is the configuration for it. And you can see I fill out the required information, but it's relatively straightforward in terms of all the data I've collected from OpenWater, I can pick and choose and map the fields over here. So that's a one-time task. Once I do that, I can hit the Export to CSV button. And you see it's downloaded. And you can see here it's downloaded and it's pretty much put everything into who's presenting, when they're presenting, what time they're presenting. So this is a file format that's available for Zoom. Now, I want to note I did edit it. I made one difference because the event in OpenWater was done last year. So I made another copy of the file where I changed the dates to a date into the future. So let's take a look at that file. You see that file is identical. I've just changed the dates to June 23rd and June 24th. So as a reminder, in OpenWater, it was June 23rd and 24th, 2021. I just changed it to 2022 to make this example. This is the OpenWater system, right? You have your scheduler, you've scheduled sessions into time slots, and it's much easier, to manage a conference at scale. So now let's take a look at the Zoom Events product. This is the Zoom Events product, and let me go ahead and remove information. And all I need to do now is I can click Create Event. I want to create a conference, and we said the conference was June 23rd and 24th. I can add a day, June 24th. Let's call this Test Navo 2022. Set the time zone. May want to set a description. Press Continue. And I can go to Sessions, Upload CSV file. There we go. I have all of my sessions in there. Zoom doesn't require a whole lot. It does require you to upload an image for the sessions. So here is just a sample image, but you can see I can have the same image for all sessions if I wanted to. And then I could toggle to the conference. You can see here that we have a name, a description, category. We can choose if it's a free or paid event. We can set dates and times. We can add those co-editors I talked about. In the conference profile, I'm required to upload an image. So let me do that. You can see there's just a variety of settings I can flip through. I can now brand media, like I can set wallpapers for the webinars. I can set virtual backgrounds that are required. Here are my sessions. As I go through my sessions, it'll automatically allow me to choose if it should be a webinar or a meeting, which, by the way, you can also configure in the export settings. It's pulled in the description from OpenWater. It's also attached to whoever the appropriate speakers are. And I can now go one off and update the content. Same with the speakers. It's imported all of the speakers. And what's cool is I can feature speakers. I can also send an email to speakers to edit their own bio, and I can edit the bios myself. So it's automatically deduplicating people based on their name and email and putting them into the right places so that you have a speaker gallery and a sessions gallery, and it can be filtered on. There's additional settings, which I won't cover in this video, but there's the ability for sponsors. There's also the ability to create an expo booth. Whole bunch of advanced options, like how email notifications should go out, but the only other required setting is to create some sort of registration. So here I can create a ticket. I can choose when the tickets open, when they close. I can also set a price if appropriate, and I can say that this ticket should only access one or more tracks. Once I've set the tickets in place, I can also add registrations to this ticket. I can add guests by email address. I can also add guests by importing a CSV file. So you can see here that I have a certain capacity for the event. So I have a 500-person Zoom license. I have 16 speakers. I'm allowed to have 484 more participants at this event for the total of 500. Anyway, once I'm done, I can click Publish Event. And this will take a few minutes. So I'll go ahead and resume once it's done, but this typically takes 3 to 4 minutes. All right, here we are. The conference has been published. And now what I can do is I can take this event link, and what I would normally do is if I was a website developer, designer, or whatever, what we're suggesting people do is we change this link here to the Join Meeting button. So I've made that change, but really it's up to you. Some people might want to put a big button here, put a button on a website, whatever it may be, but that Zoom Events Lobby is now available from the conference website. Clicking on that brings me over to Zoom. I can see the event here. I can see the list of sessions. I can see the speakers, and then I can be prompted to join the lobby. That loads it up into Zoom. And you can see here a countdown to the event. If I'm a speaker on sessions, it'll automatically add me. You can see here that this is a webinar. For webinars, people can practice at any time. For meetings, they can start and join them. And once the meetings are active, this area here is where you'll see a live stream going on of the event as it's happening. So Zoom does a lot of things the OpenWater Gallery does, such as records things, makes them easily available. And it's great, once again, for small sessions. Why I say it's not great for large conferences is the only way to filter is to scroll through something that looks like this, which can be overbearing if there's just a lot going on. There are filters, there are track filters, there are the ability to search and categorize, but there is just quite a bit to scroll through. So if you have, let's say, 1,000 sessions going on, this tool just may be overbearing. The other thing is that the gallery only supports text. It does not support HTML. So you're just a little bit more limited in terms of what can be viewed, searched on. But I do believe that when you combine this with the OpenWater Gallery or a website that's descriptive, you can get the best of both worlds where you have the schedule available, searchable, the details you need, you have the long-term home, but then you also have the very, very cost-efficient and cost-effective experience for the live event. All right, well, it's very easy to give this a try because the Zoom Events export is available at no charge within the platform. And then Zoom itself is relatively cheap. So, go ahead and download our Abstract Starter Pack, test around with some sessions, and then convert that into a Zoom Events and play around with it with some of your teammates. All right, thank you so much.